You everybody for coming to the Aaron Torres podcast YouTube page. If you could do me one quick favor, see that little black subscribe button on the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, hit that little black subscribe button. Really does help this channel grow, my audience grow, and I appreciate it more than you know. Also, quick thank you to our presenting sponsor, Betfred Sportsbook and the Betfred Sportsbook app. Bet $50 on any game. Get up to $1,111 in free bets courtesy of the Betfred Sportsbook. Thank you again. Now, here's the video that you came here for. All right, one more team. We'll take a break, and then we'll rip through everybody else. I'd be remiss. We're now 5 teams in. Have yet to talk about the 2-time reigning champion Utah Utes. Utah's over-under win total in the Betfred Sportsbook is 3.5. That was Colorado. They are 8.5 is the over-under, plus 105 to bet the over, minus 130 to bet the under. Do the math. A lot of money is coming in on the under. Now, a couple things with Utah here. One, it goes without saying, what Kyle Whittingham has done is absolutely incredible. Coming off a second straight Pac-12 title. But remember the key thing coming into this year. As good as they were the last 2 years, Cam Rising, their starting quarterback, who was legitimately awesome each of the last 2 seasons, he got hurt in the Rose Bowl, and we're not sure exactly what his status is. Now, the good news is Kyle Whittingham all spring and summer has said the right things. He expects Cam Rising back. This after a season in which he completed 65% of his passes, 26 touchdowns. Assuming he's back, let's do the best case scenario. This offense has a chance to be really good again. And the thing about Utah, I think because Utah kind of has this reputation of they're physical and they're tough and they're mean and ground and pound. I don't think people realize how good this offense has been the last couple of years. This has been one of the most explosive offenses in all of college football. 38.5 points per game scored last year, 11th nationally. Not 11th in the Pac-12, 11th in the country. Also, the rush game was elite, but also the pass game was elite at almost 470 yards per game, which was top 20 nationally. So top 20 nationally pass offense, top 20 nationally run offense. And so I take that back. 466 total yards per game, forgive me, which was top 20 nationally. And then the rush game was top 15 nationally. But the bottom line remains, this is a team that ranked in the top 15 in scoring, the top 20 in total offense, and assuming Cam Rising is healthy, should not miss a beat. Leading rusher Tavion Thomas is gone, but 2 really good backs that are returning. Micah Bernard, interesting story there. He actually entered the portal and then decided to return. He will be back. So too will Jaquindon Jackson. The 2 of them combined for about 1,000 yards a year ago. And credit to Utah, which always develops really good skill position guys internally. Devon Vele is back after 55 catches a year ago. And what's interesting is, even after you lose Dalton Kincaid, an early NFL draft pick to the Buffalo Bills, you still get back Brandon Keithy, who, for people who don't know, got hurt last year. But before that, how about this? 3-time All Pac-12 tight end. I would venture to guess you can count the number of players who are 3-time all-conference guys still playing college football, probably on one hand across college football. Utah has one of them at the tight end position. Defensively, it should be much the same. They were really good last year, have a chance to be as good or better this season. This off of a year where they gave up 21 points per game, 26 nationally, had an elite rush defense, need to be a little bit better in the secondary, but have been pretty good overall. The good news is this has a chance to be the best defense in the Pac-12, okay? We talked about, USC, how talented the offense is, but the defense needs work. Oregon, how talented the offense is, but the defense needs work. Washington, how talented the offense is, but the defense needs work. Utah had 5 players that were either on the first or second team All Pac-12 preseason team on defense. They have a chance to be special. They have a chance to be really good. Junior Tafuna, one of those players, is back. 27 tackles, 3.5 TFLs up front. Also, kind of across the board, just really talented. Kareem Reed, All Pac-12 first team in the preseason, 72 tackles a year ago. Cole Bishop at safety, another All Pac-12 first team preseason member after an 83 tackle season a year ago. Only concern with Utah. Well, the Utah thing, it's really multifold. Couple things. One, it's Cam Rising. Is he going to stay healthy? Is he going to be okay? All of that. Hopefully he's fine. Everybody's saying the right thing. But is he really going to be ready to go week 1? Because they're going to need him. I just mentioned a minute ago, Colorado has a very tough early conference schedule. Utah might have the toughest schedule in the country. Just in the out of conference, Utah plays Florida at home to open the season. Remember, they played at Florida last year. Fun game, crazy finish. They end up losing, and they were in the red zone with a chance to win late. Florida now returns to Salt Lake City on opening night, that first Thursday of the college football season. Week 2, they play at Baylor. Again, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I would bet the number of teams that are playing 2 Power 5 opponents in the first 2 weeks, probably could count them on one hand. Colorado's 1. We obviously just discussed them. I think Nebraska is 2. They play at Minnesota. There aren't many teams. Utah is playing Florida at home at Baylor. And then again, before the end of September, they have, how about this? UCLA on a Saturday and then at Oregon State on a Friday. So they have 5 September games, 5 games before the end of September. And they play UCLA and at Oregon State in 1 calendar week. That's brutal. And then that doesn't even include the back half of the schedule, which includes at USC, Oregon at home, at Washington. Bottom line, to me, this is a total stay away. If you just threw out schedules and said, who do you think is maybe the best team on paper? I believe Utah can compete with anybody. They beat USC twice last year. Best culture in this conference, 2-time reigning champion, veteran quarterback. Kyle Whittingham is on record saying this is his best and most experienced offensive and defensive lines that he has had. That feels like it means something, okay? But same time, I don't know how you can, in good conscience, bet this team. Brutal early schedule with a quarterback coming off major surgery, ACL injury. And then on top of that, the back half of the schedule. Let me read this. How about this? Just the Pac-12 schedule. UCLA at home, at Oregon State, at USC, Oregon, at Washington. That is a brutal schedule. So look, do I think Utah can get to over 8 wins? Absolutely. Do I think they can win the Pac-12 title for a 3rd straight year, maybe the final Pac-12 title ever? Absolutely. But can I bet it? We're trying to find winners here. We're not, if you want to bet on everything, bet on everything. I bet on teams that I think have a legitimate chance to make things happen. So this is a stay away to me. Probably, I can't even give you a lean. I think it's 8-4, 9-3. If they go 10-2, 11-1, 12-0 against this schedule, build Kyle Whittingham a statue, even though you're probably going to build him one anyway at some point.